that right, let me get one thing straight. Final Fantasy IX is not a Tetsuya Nomura Productions Presents game. To which I'm saying that not every character is covered in belts. Now, that's not to say I have anything against those characters, but that's his style, and it's not present in this game. So then, just what is Final Fantasy IX exactly? Well, it's an intentionally retro RPG for the PS1, where it bases a majority of the story, characters, and locales from previous Final Fantasy games. So instead of making a few nods and vague tributes to the older games, certain plot points actually hinge upon the story of previous Final Fantasy games, especially Final Fantasy I. Honestly, the game setting reminds me of Final Fantasy VI the most, where they're both 75% fantasy and 25% steampunk. In my honest opinion, Final Fantasy IX's story is one of my all-time favorites of the entire franchise. I'm not even kidding. Like, this story from beginning to end is just so gripping. It's just so absurdly charming and suspenseful. I freaking love it. However, I know that some people are immediately turned off by the art style.
I do what I want. You have problem?
But I promise, if you're one of those people, I implore you to please reconsider and play the game for the story, because it's one of the best, and it certainly rivals the story of that of Final Fantasy VI, 7, and 10. If you won't play a game simply because of how the main character looks, you're missing out. Now, that's not to say this game has nothing but story and no gameplay. I mean, this isn't Xenosaga or Heavy Rain. But yes, Final Fantasy IX has fun side quests, a synthesis system, abilities that can be learned by gaining AP, and quite possibly the best blue magic system in the franchise. I'm serious. The blue magic in this game is one of the best, if not the best. For instance, in order for the blue mage, Quina, to acquire blue magic, a monster's health must be reduced down to 25% or less. Then Quina can eat the enemy to obtain blue magic if it had any. What? There's nothing wrong with that, is there? That's where things get tricky though. If you're too powerful, you may not be able to get the enemy's health in between the 0 to 25% health window. Because, you know, if you get the enemy's health down to 0%, you killed it. Ultimately, you've got a bit of balance here. It's easy to eat an enemy, but only if you can get its health down to 25% or lower.
Stern, you're fair.
And like I said before, I think I prefer this over any other blue magic system ever. In Final Fantasy VIII, it was too easy. And in Final Fantasy V, 6, 7, 10, and 10-2, it was just annoying. Want to know what else annoys me? No, you don't have to answer that question, because I'm still going to tell you. It's trance. Trance has got to be one of the worst limit break systems I've ever seen. You can't control when it activates. It has a mind of its own. I liked how it worked in Final Fantasy VII, how your ability to use a limit break was determined by how much damage you dealt. In Final Fantasy VIII, you can make yourself use a limit break by putting yourself in critical and have 25% health or less. It sure is a good thing monsters can't eat you in that game like Quina can. In Final Fantasy X, there was a whole system dedicated to setting up how to gain your overdrive, your limit break. Heck, even Guitar Hero, Rock Band, and DJ Hero got it right, where you could activate Star Power, Overdrive, and Euphoria as long as you had the skill to earn it. It's like the games rewarded you for not sucking. And to think, those aren't even RPGs. So don't you even think about relying on trance to beat a boss, or to have any easier time eating an enemy, because it'll never work out. And don't you even tell me that trance doesn't suck either, because it does. I hate to say it, but there's one last qualm I had with this game. The ATB meter.
Oh no! Nario hates the ATB system! I'm gonna tell all my friends about how much of a loser he is!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Settle down now. Yeah, settle down. Shoot, need to chill out. Couldn't have said it better myself. Except, I just did. Let me explain. See, in Final Fantasy IX, the ATB moves way too slowly, even at the fastest speed possible. And I'd really like to know why this is. On the other hand, the previous game, Final Fantasy VIII, got this just right. I don't even know what they were thinking. It doesn't even remind me of the ATB system from Final Fantasies 4, 5, and 6. Is that what they were going for? It seems like they were shooting for classic, but ended up with clunky instead. At least they got the CL part right, because... you know what I mean. Okay, I think that's enough complaint about the battle system, because Is that what I think it is? It's Chocobo's Hot and Cold! Man, I love Chocobo's Hot and Cold! Looking for treasure and digging holes because you're playing Chocobo's Hot and Cold. Finding equipment and lots of gold, I'm McGill, or so I'm told. Looking for treasure and digging holes because you're playing Chocobo's Hot and Cold. Finding equipment and lots of gold, I'm McGill, or so I'm told. I'm serious. Man, I hear this song, Chocobo's Hot and Cold, I freaking love it. I mean, I'm telling you, this game is the best. So, wait a sec. Da, 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 da. Anyways, I'm serious. This song, this game, this side quest is the best. I mean, this is the best side quest in any Final Fantasy game. I'm freaking serious here. Like, the side quests in Final Fantasy X, they sucked. I love that game. But, man, this side quest beats them all. This beats all the side quests in Final Fantasy VII. Any of them. I'm telling you, this side quest is the best. It's addictive. It's excellent. It's fun. It's fun. It's a fun side quest. I'm serious. A Final Fantasy game has a fun side quest. This is the best. It's better than even Final Fantasy VIII's Triple Triad card game. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I don't even have a script right now. If I had a script, I'd throw it away, but I don't have it with me. I don't have a script. So, I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm just ranting right now. I'm telling you, Chocobo's Hot and Cold is the best. Well, looks like I'm running out of time here for this rant, so... Anyways, Final Fantasy IX is a great game, and I highly recommend it to any Final Fantasy fan. Seriously. Next time, I'm reviewing Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, also known as KOTOR. Oh, it's empty.